Hello and welcome to the Mass Tort Update. Supreme Court decisions dominate the legal landscape this week. The U.S. Supreme Court ordered a South Carolina court to reconsider its ruling that a suit against Ford Motor Company over alleged defective windows is preempted by federal law. The Supreme Court also allowed a family to sue Mazda over a seatbelt death. The justices took the view that lawsuits filed by injured people can lead to safer products. Suits are not precluded simply because the federal government regulates the product at issue, according to the court. The Supreme Court also upheld a New York class action decision that reinstated the claims of 2,500 Novartis Pharmaceutical Corporation sales reps demanding overtime pay. And on the flip side, the Supreme Court shielded the nation's vaccine makers against suits by parents who say their children suffered severe side effects from the drugs. Their remedies are left to the vaccine court. A federal judge approved a $624 million settlement between Countrywide Financial Corp and investors. California's highest court reviewed a class action against Bayer Corporation over Baycol, the cholesterol drug linked to muscle disease. And there were 2 tobacco verdicts. A Florida state court jury awarded $3.4 million to widow of a man who died of lung cancer in a suit against R.J. Reynolds Tobacco and Philip Morris. Another Florida jury held Lorillard Tobacco partially responsible for the cancer death of a smoker, awarding the smoker's family more than $17 million in damages. And in legal decisions, an appellate court on Thursday reinstated a class action against tobacco giant Philip Morris over the marketing of light cigarettes. This was 5 years after the state's highest court threw out a $10 billion verdict in favor of the plaintiffs. In environmental decisions, Massey Energy agreed to create a medical monitoring fund for hundreds of West Virginia residents who claim the company contaminated groundwater with more than 1 billion gallons of coal slurry. And a federal judge in New Jersey denied Honeywell International's motion to dismiss a putative class action over alleged health risks and property damage from the dumping of chromium ore processing residue in Jersey City. In BP litigation, the BP spill claimants in Florida and Louisiana sued BP's compensation fund to set aside previous settlements and to recoup more money. On the other hand, BP filed a motion to dismiss many plaintiffs' claims because they allegedly failed to follow the terms of the Oil Pollution Act of 1990 and the suit filed before properly presenting their claims to BP. And medical malpractice is not really a mass tort, but it seems it's so lately. While lawsuits are blamed for high health costs, according to a recent House report, the nation's top 5 health insurers made nearly $12 billion in profits last year. Yes, $12 billion. And medical malpractice cases are under attack as numerous legislative bodies around the country continue to debate the need for changes in malpractice laws. The F.D.A. has been very active. The F.D.A. ordered about 500 prescription drugs used to treating colds, coughs, and allergies removed from the market. The reason? The drug contained ingredients that have not been properly approved by F.D.A. regulators. And in a health study, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, consuming opiate pain relievers such as codeine, oxycodone, hydrocodone just before pregnancy or early pregnancy increases the risk of certain birth defects, especially congenital heart defects. And lastly, in F.D.A. action, the Food and Drug Administration is warning women of childbearing age that the epilepsy drug Topamax can increase the risk of birth defects around the mouth. That's all for this week. We'll see you next week and have a great time.